everybody. Welcome to the Hidden Pearls podcast. We're excited to have you today. It's going to be a great episode. Listen to the family trio talk about cool stuff. Welcome to the Hidden Pearls podcast. See ya.
3, 2, 1. Action! Hey, here we are. Bruce Kittle, Emma Kittle, and George Kittle.
Hi.
One of the boys of the Niners heading in, welcoming the Dallas Cowboys into Levis Stadium on this Sunday for the divisional round of the NFC playoffs. So here we go, down to 8 teams, 4 left in the old NFC. We're going to talk a little bit about all that kind of stuff. So welcome, George. We're super excited about this week's upcoming game and glad that you could join us. Emma, special hello to you.
Special hello to you, Bruce. By the time everyone's hearing this, it'll be your birthday.
That's exactly right. Friday, the 20th of January.
Wow.
Super day of celebration.
Holy cow.
We will skip the frivolities of singing me happy birthday on this show, but
No.
indeed.
If you're listening to this right now, make sure you sing Bruce happy birthday.
Or send him a message. He's back on Instagram.
Kind of. All right.
On Twitter, and I'll probably comment on it.
All right. George, how are you?
Hi, I'm George. Happy to be here. I'm doing really well.
All right.
Niners are in the playoffs. Riding a hot streak.
11 in a row.
Good things are happening.
Good things are happening. Cool. All right. We're going to open with a little sighting that we had. So let's see. I got to do share screen. And we're going to pop this baby up. Bam. George, what can you tell us about this?
That's my friend Pam.
All right. Tell us about Pam and why is she wearing a George Kittle jersey?
That's our girl Bayley, friend of the show, friend of us, Bay Area native, big Niners fan. Whenever she comes to the Bay Area, she gets a ton of love. The people love her. She's incredible. But she wore the jersey on old Monday Night Raw
Last week. Yeah.
last week.
That's pretty cool.
Shout out Bayley. It's pretty dope. You rock.
Yeah.
I love it. I wish you would have sent it to me so I could sign it first. I can still sign it. We have to wear it again after we win our next playoff game.
Okay.
I don't watch Raw like super religiously, but I definitely went through a Raw phase and WWE phase, and I don't think I've ever seen a football jersey or a Niners jersey for that.
There's been a couple here and there, but it's few and far between. I will say that.
So George Kittle makes his appearance on Raw without even being there.
Oh, that's cool, George.
Some
Yeah,
would say,
congrats.
no, that's actually me right back there in the hat.
Oh, I see you. There you are. Kind of hidden. Okay.
Yeah, I was hiding.
The ghost of George Kittle and Raw. I like it.
Ooh,
That's pretty neat.
that was really cool.
All right. Well, anyway, we just want to give a shout out to Bayley.
Huge shout out to Bayley.
Yep. And
Hey, can we real quick staying on the wrestling note, a little bit
Yeah.
more somber though. Wrestling phenomenon, Jay Briscoe, one of 2 of the Briscoe bros, friend of mine, cousin of one of my good friends, Alex Ellis, Skit Dog.
Skip Dog.
He was killed in a car accident this past week.
Oh.
He has multiple kids. Brutal. He's a fantastic human being. Just seeing the support for his family all over social media from all the wrestlers, wrestling companies, every organization he's worked with. You can tell that he made a big impact in a lot of people's lives, especially his families. But he was very much loved. He still is loved. And just our condolences to their family and specifically my boy Skit, because I know it's tough and losing someone sucks, and especially like this. So our thoughts and our prayers are definitely with them.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Well, we can do it later.
Okay.
But yeah, sucks. Sorry to bring the mood down, but just want to get your guys' attention on that because it is brutal, and leaving behind kids, I can't even imagine it. So.
All right. So we will do what we can to identify some kind of GoFund, or if there's a donation page or something for their family and whatever is going on. And we'll put a little bit more information in the show notes on that. So
Thank you
appreciate
guys
saying that for that, George. So,
Aw,
okay.
Thanks for telling us, George.
We're going to pop out of that. And there we go. So, okay. So that's our WWE little update for the day. So for the show. So all good there. Okay. Then, all right, George. That's not right. Yeah, it is. Okay. No, it isn't. Who did we play last week? I know it. Why didn't I fix that? Okay, my bad. I'm recutting. The rest of this is updated though. So I think, yeah, we're pretty good.
You
shape
could
on
have
that.
just gone past that and didn't have to make a big announcement.
I know. Sorry, but it like
Happy
threw
to
me because I usually do a really clean job.
The last time I was on, it wasn't fixed either for Emma.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe not as clean a job as I wanted to say.
But so like now we're talking about this and you could have ignored that because I wouldn't even seen that.
Okay.
And then you would have just kept talking and no one would have had to know.
Well,
But now everyone has to know.
Unless Emma cuts it out. Hey, George, let's talk about the last game. Excellent
I'd love to
job.
talk about the last game.
You guys rolled up on the Seahawks.
We did.
41-23. Should I throw some stats out there?
The people want the stats.
People want the stats.
So that was one of
How many stats are you going to give us?
not very many, just a couple. 505 total yards on offense, I think was only the fifth time in Niner history that they've generated over 500 yards in the playoffs. Let's see. We won't do too much. 181 rushing though, which we really like that. 5.5 per carry on 64 plays. Mr. Purdy, 18 to 30, 3 TDs with 1 rushing TD, no INTs. Very, very big deal. CMC, 15 rushes for 119 yards, 3 for 3 catching, and 33 yards, 1 TD. We had Debo blowing it up, 133 yards and a TD on 6 receptions and some rushes. And then our boy Ayuk. Do you like the
Yeah.
karate dude?
I love
Street
it.
Fighter.
Street Fighter. That's old school, but I like it.
That's
With
great.
the lightning thing going. Ayuk. All right. Anyway, so 3 for 5 for 73 yards, making some big time catches.
Ayuk's a man.
And then George, you came through. You had a couple catches, 37 yards and a 2-point conversion, which was a big deal. Very contested. Loved that one. That was great.
Thank you.
So anyway, I got a little O-liner, but just anything. I know we're transitioning pretty quickly because the Cowboys are on their way.
That they are.
So, but any big takeaways from Seattle and all that kind of stuff? I guess we were excited. Things went well. It was a little choppy first half, but everything settled in, and second half was really Niner ball. So any observations or things you want to share?
Beating a divisional rival in the playoffs is really fun. It is more difficult. I will say that no matter what, like the records or talent level, whatever it is, just playing someone who knows you and you guys play a lot, especially like coaching staff. So like we've gone against Pete Carroll and his coaching staff for the last 6 years. So like, you know each other, you know what works, you kind of get how to mess with guys. So it's difficult, but winning that game was awesome and fun. And I put it behind me and I'm super excited about the Cowboys.
Boom. Okay. We'll roll on then. So anyway, shout out to the defense. Held them to 332 yards.
More stats.
Had 3 sacks, 2 turnovers. Turnovers were big.
Huge.
Okay. I'm getting the move. Shout out to Eric and Charles for who had 2 sacks.
I have a question. Were there any exchanges on the field that were noteworthy with the refs?
During this past game? Me personally?
I don't know. I mean, I've just been wondering because we were kind of losing it up in our seats, especially when Debo got his leg yanked off.
Yes. I wasn't around many refs for that. I was more towards the pile of scrappiness that followed suit. No, I didn't get too much from the refs. They were trying their best.
Okay. All right. Anyway, that was kind of scrappy, but you could sure feel the energy shift both in the stadium and on the field.
The people got angry.
It pissed people off. Don't fuck with our Debo.
That's a bad idea.
That's a really bad idea.
Not Debo. Oh, Debo. Oh.
Come on, Em.
I haven't heard that one, guys.
O-line did a great job. We had a nice rushing game, as mentioned.
Yes.
Mr. Banks was back, so they got the rotation going. They did give up 1 sack, but against that front, overall, pretty decent. Defense, we said no injuries, and we're getting ready for the Cowboys, so all good. All right. Well, shall we talk about the NFL a little bit more broadly? Let's do the AFC.
Besides the Cowboys?
Yeah, just for a minute. AFC, Kansas City's hosting the Jags.
NFC.
I know we're going to come back to that because that's where we live. Let's see, Kansas City favored by 8.5, and the Jags defeated the Chargers 31-30
after being down 27-0.
That was really painful to watch.
That was
good stuff. I was excited for the Jags and those guys, and they fought their.
Do you mean the fighting CJ Beathard's?
The fighting CJ Beathard's.
The Jacksonville.
Siege, how you doing out there, man?
CJ. The fighting CJ Beathard and Brandon Sheriffs.
Yeah.
But I think they're more the fighting CJ Beathard's.
Yeah. Anyway, so he's got the full growth beard and he's looking good. I just saw him on a clip. He was with Trevor. They were debriefing some stuff. So that was pretty fun. So anyway, so Jags are still in it. Nobody thinks they can win, but they're going up to KC to see what can happen. Then the Bills host 3rd seed Bengals. Okay. They are 5.5 favorites. Bills defeated Miami 34-31, which I think was a lot closer game than a lot of people wanted to give him credit to. So shout out for the Miami guy.
It was, yeah, I mean, it was close up till the end. It was crazy.
Yeah. So that'd be like, I'd love to watch that tape and have a conversation. But anyway, and then the Bengals defeated the Ravens on that crazy fumble recovery from the goal line.
Sam Hubbard, shout out.
99
Nick
yard.
Bosa, workout partner.
Holy cow.
Good job, Sam.
That was really tough to watch. That was
The
really
hometown hero.
hometown hero.
Man, that's awesome.
Okay.
That was an incredible play. You know, so this is the crazy thing. Let's just talk about that for a second.
Okay.
I get home Saturday night from the game, and we're out in our back porch and just sitting outside. And I get asked about we were watching the Jacksonville game, and Trevor Lawrence they went for it on 2 because there's a penalty. The ball got moved up, and they went for it on 2 during their comeback. And Trevor Lawrence just reached over the line for his QB sneak. Like, he didn't go through, he just jumped and reached. And everyone's like, wow, what a smart play. And as a football player, it's not that smart of a play. Now, given the circumstance, they weren't D linemen, they weren't in goal line. So it's different than what happened in the Baltimore-Cincinnati game. But the situational awareness of the Ravens game was they called a quarterback sneak, and they put 3 guys behind the quarterback to push him into the end zone. And he jumped. And you can't jump from 2 yards. I mean, they were like a solid 2 yards away.
Solid 2 yards, yeah.
Solid 2 yards away, because there's just too much going on, and you're not going to get that good enough.
Let's clarify that. So if you go for 2, it goes to the 2.5 yard line. So
yeah,
so 2.5. But
I know, but the Ravens weren't going for 2. They were going for a touchdown.
But they were at least a solid yard and a half, 2 yards. That's right. Okay. But for
Trevor Lawrence,
that's where so-and-so got a penalty, and it got moved up. So half the distance
to the 1 yard line.
Yeah, to the 1 yard line. So they were super close.
And so it was closer. So then he just did this. And also, I think they were in
and he's 6'6".
I think they're in 11 personnel. And so it was all spread out. Yeah. And so there was a gap, and he just reached through.
Yeah.
And awesome. That was situationally awesome. But that's a very scary moment, because what the fear is of when you jump and reach is what happened in the Cincinnati-Baltimore game. That's the fear, because it does happen, and that happens more often than you think. And now that will be a coaching point for the rest of football history.
It was always coaching point. I mean,
I know, but that's the most impactful one. That's the worst case scenario.
Egregious. I mean, you can't, that's like a nightmare.
That is
for an OC.
Well, I mean,
because if they score there,
yeah, I mean,
they're moving on.
That's a brutal experience. I will say, shout out my guy, Mark Andrews, tried his best to hawk him down. That boy was moving.
Oh my gosh, he did, man.
He was moving. I want to see his GPS speed. I'll text him and ask him. We'll report on the show.
He did give it a great fight, though. Just couldn't quite get him. I thought he was going to get him there for a minute, because he was gaining, and then just that was a long haul for a big dude like that. So,
I mean, he ran 85 yards.
Yeah. It was brutal.
Good for you, Mark.
Yeah.
Way to show that effort, dog.
Way to show it. Okay. Then back in the NFC. All right. Eagles, who had the bye last week, we all know, number 1 seed, hosting the feisty Giants, who defeated the Vikings 31-24. All right. Giants come in at 10-7-1. They kind of struggled, but they look healthy. They've gotten some guys back. I thought they played the Vikings really well. Defense was playing great.
The Giants?
Yeah, Giants.
Giants look like a real deal.
Yeah.
So, I've watched some of their games, but we haven't really had too many of the same schedule, like games. So, I watch some of their stuff, not a ton, but their defense is moving. They are fast. They are flying around the ball. They're making big time plays. Their defense is playing at a high level. And then, I mean, I think you guys heard it all over the, TV, all the sportscasters and all that stuff talk about Daniel Jones played his ass off. Let's just be real. He played under. I watched like that whole second half, and goodness gracious, like he was putting together some awesome drives. Saquon looks great. Their O-line looks great. Their wide receivers are making huge plays up and down the field. Like they've got your shit to him. Hey, shout out Richie James, former San Francisco 49er. Yep. He's playing at a high level too. So congrats, Richie.
George, when you guys were getting ready to play Seattle, everybody made a big deal. It's hard to beat a team 3 times, but when you look at
the statistics, it's a 66% chance to win.
Well, but look at the rest of the schedule. I mean, in the AFC, almost everybody had somebody that they played twice already. You know what I mean? And now the Giants, they've already played these guys. And so now they're going back in. Hey, shout out to the NFC North or East, I guess it is.
3 of the 4 teams.
Yeah. 3 of the 4 teams in the divisional round. That's the first time in NFL history that's happened.
It's pretty impressive.
That's pretty cool. So anyway, but is it hard though? Because the Giants just played there in week 17, last week of the season, they played the Eagles and kind of got rolled over. But maybe they weren't healthy, and I don't know.
Wait, the Giants and the Eagles?
Yeah, I think so.
What do you mean? The Giants didn't play any of their starters, and they only lost by 6 points.
Oh, good. See, I didn't watch the game at all.
Yeah,
I just saw the
like
score.
Saquon didn't play, Daniel Jones didn't play. Like
So they just punted to get healthy.
yeah, they punted because it didn't affect their seeding, and they only lost by 6. And Philly came out with all their starters and didn't play.
Ooh, so they got
That was in Philly
confident.
too.
See, this is the insight sometimes you don't get,
Yeah.
especially if you don't watch. Okay,
So
so that's pretty cool. Well, Giants, they got their full staff going. And how about Saquon, man? He balled out against the Vikings, man. Give that dude the ball.
he did. And talking about the Vikings, our guy TJ Hawkinson.
Hawk, what a catch on the end at the end of the game. Did you see that one?
I mean, like to lose the game.
He didn't lose it, but it was down the
No.
sideline, but it was like a big first down.
Oh, where he got smoked.
Smoked on the
Oh yeah,
sideline.
no.
Great
TJ
catch.
played. Sorry, I thought you said the end of the game, and that was the last play of the game, which was not TJ's fault at all. He was a
No.
check down. So that's not on you, TJ. You had a hell of a football game.
Hell of a game. Great catch. Wow.
Yeah, no, he balled out. I think he had a drive where he went like back to back for like 20 plus yards a catch and rumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
Yep.
TJ.
So, all right.
The Hawk.
So very cool about that. All right. So now let's just take a peek. The Niners, all right,
Yes.
14-4, still the second seed, host the 5th seeded Cowboys.
That we do.
Who are 13-5. We are
Yes.
currently 3.5-point favorites. Niners defeated Seattle, as we've already discussed. Cowboys went down to Tampa, and they kind of got rid of that road loss. They was it like 8 or 9 in a row. So anyway, so that was
In the playoffs?
yeah, on the road.
That was, did I read it correctly? That was Tom Brady's first loss against the Cowboys ever in his whole career.
I read the same thing, but I can't say if that was accurate or not.
Yeah, it's wild.
So Cowboys defeated Tampa though 31-14, never was even close. And they
Is it
just
true
rolled
that the kicker missed all the field goals?
extra points?
You missed
Extra
4
points.
You missed 4 extra points. He made the 5th.
Oh, okay. That's good.
He just about had to be dying going up.
He came back.
We made it. That's awesome.
Oh.
He rallied. Way to go, dude. That's crazy.
I'm going to attest to this. So I saw this on social media today. I don't know after what miss it was, but the kicker sat down on the bench next to CeeDee Lamb, and CeeDee Lamb hyped him up. And he was just talking about how we've got your back. He was like, guys drop passes, guys drop touchdowns, guys drop interceptions. He goes, hey, we have your back. Like, just go out there and be you. We got your back. And I want to give him a shout out because that's real shit. I respect the hell out of that. Yeah, that was really cool. So shout out to him.
Being there for a guy.
That might be one of the
only
only really nice things I say this week though about the Cowboys.
Yeah.
But no, that was awesome. So
Okay. So Cowboys are rolling in. Well, as long as we're talking about the Cowboys and the Niners, shall we talk about it just a little bit? Okay, here we
Any
go.
stats, Dad?
do you have any stats? How many stats do you have?
Not very many.
What does that number go to? Does that go to 18?
No, it does not. Okay, Cowboys played Tampa. All right.
It's 2 pages.
Scoring points.
Dude.
Cowboys are 4th in league.
What am I going to read in my letter? You're going to read all
I'm
this
not doing a lot of stats.
bullshit.
Okay. Well,
You're going to read me all those.
you guys can read the stats. 2
The people need to know,
pages.
George.
Okay, I'm not doing 2 pages. Okay.
The people need to
Just trying set
know.
up the conversation. Okay, just move up to the next ones then.
No. I want you to read them now.
All right, scoring points, 27.5
I
per
doesn't
game.
even think twice.
And they're ranked 4th in the NFL.
Oh.
It's really interesting on these. This game on paper looks. I mean, the stat numbers roll up pretty closely. They're giving up though 20.1 points per game, but that still ranks 5th. Yards, rushing, and passing, very similar. Niners are 8th. They are 9th. And then we are 13th and they are 14th. So they're right on the same spots. They're not very good in time of possession. So I think we're 3rd and they're 22nd, but who cares? All right. Dak, great game. I won't give you all those stats, but comes in with a 66% completion rate, 23 TDs and 15 INTs.
Yep.
Late part of the season, he kind of struggled with interceptions, but so it goes. Pollard's their big back. He had 77 yards, 15 rushes, no TDs, but he's averaging 63 yards per game. So almost 12 yards per rush with 9 TDs. So, and then your guy,
Mr. Dalton Schultz.
go ahead.
Oh, our guy had a wonderful evening.
Had a big one.
Catching everything thrown his way. 95 yards, 7 receptions, 2 touchdowns. That's a nice.
That's a pretty nice day.
That's like a 13-yard average right there, Dalton.
Yeah.
13 point something, 13.3 maybe. It's a good stat line right there. So yeah, they're hot. He's definitely Dalton was on our board of people we need to stop. So good for him. That you always want to be on those boards. You want other teams to talk about you and your impact you're going to make on a game. So that's awesome. Excited to go against him. It'll be a fun one.
Yep. So anyway, all
Their
good.
defense leads the league in pressures. Fun fact.
Fun fact, and they're 3rd in total sacks. So they're 3rd. Niners are 7th. We're sitting at 44. They have 54 sacks. So they have lit it up, especially.
Wow.
Yeah. So they're tough.
Eric. Oh, that's not Armstrong.
That's their Armstrong.
I was about to say, I was like, Eric has that many.
Micah Parsons leading their team with 13.5 sacks. Armstrong has 8.5 and Lawrence has 6. Another dude's got 5. So they really spread it out. Their front really gets after it really well. So that's really going to be a matchup. Those guys against our line. They have struggled though in stopping the run. They're ranked 22nd and they give up an average of close to 120 or a little over 125 yards per. So, okay. So George,
Long time rivalry.
what do you want to talk about any of that or is that enough?
We did talk about it.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah. Long time rivalry goes all the way back to the catch.
Dad, where were you when the catch happened?
I was sitting in my home in Cedar Falls, Iowa, watching TV with my mom, who has always hated the Cowboys. Hated. I won't go into the other teams that she doesn't like, but anyway, the Cowboys are always one of them.
Who else did she like?
It's a college team. Do you think that's okay?
Yeah, why?
She didn't like Notre Dame.
Ooh, sorry, Mike.
Yeah,
My grandma hated
I'm
it.
not going to go back into that. There's a long, deep story there. That I don't want Big Mike shooting by my house. Not getting riled. All right. Anyway, the Glinch. Anyway, long time. So everybody here in San Francisco remembers the catch, which we went over this last year when we played them. Totally changed NFC dynamics.
The trajectory of the NFL.
For decades. You know, it was the end of the Tom Landry era and the Niners took over and they were the dominant team and it changed everything. So we won't, I don't know, do you want to do some of that? And the number of times they met and all that kind of stuff?
I don't know the amount of times they met, but I do know that wasn't it like over the course of, was it 6 years or 5 years that they not use either the Niners or the Cowboys that won Super Bowl?
Yeah, so they played 8 times in the playoffs, and out of the 8 times they've met, 6 times a team has made it to the Super Bowl, and 5 of those times that team has won the Super Bowl.
No, so yeah, so over the course of 6 years, it was like Dallas won it and the San Francisco 49ers won it.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Right. Well, 5 times, yeah.
Well, no, that was if they played each other, but yeah, 6 total.
Yeah, so it's always been
that is wild.
It's really been a benchmark, you know what I mean? So it is really something, and so. Pretty cool on that deal. So, all right, we'll do that. We can talk about that a little bit more. Okay, we're good there. So I was thinking, if we recall, last year we were the 6th seed, they were the 3rd seed, and we rolled in there on wild card weekend.
Yeah, we did.
Nobody was thinking that we were going to do a darn thing.
We did.
We did. Anyway, we were pretty confident.
I don't think you have this in the stats, but that game and just the lighting of the stadium, how it was like an evening game and the light was working against y'all, which I can't imagine what it was like to play on, but the photos from that game are some of my favorite I've ever seen.
Oh, with the window? Hey, yeah. But how great was it? I can't remember who was it. They were going out for a pass. It was a really big deal.
Yeah, it was a really big pass.
The receiver had to turn back and look into the light, and he
lost it.
Well, it was like a 3rd down, and he was wide open.
That'd been our game.
That was our game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were all sitting there, and it was like, and the TV guys were like, Jerry, maybe you want to think about that next time before you put glass on the southwest side of the stadium. Anyway.
But it was beautiful.
You couldn't see anything.
It was so, the light was.
It happened like Dallas had like 2 passes that the guys couldn't see. We had 1. It was wild.
That's pretty tough. So, okay. Anyway, anything you are able to share with us about the keys to the game? I've got my, of course, normal run.
What are your keys to the game?
Jan says, your mom says to throw it to you.
Thanks, Mom.
So anyway, obviously run the ball, no turnovers, and protect Brock. I mean, that's really one, and do so by running the ball. And
I'll add 1 to that.
Okay.
In regards to protecting Brock, we play a lot of man coverage. Wide receivers need to win.
Got to win so we can get the ball out of their hands.
Got to win. We got to get open. Give Brock an opportunity to throw the ball to us.
So just because it's really different. If they're playing man coverage, a lot of times it's a little bit more press and they're on it. And so sometimes the routes take a little bit more time to develop, which the whole idea of that is if you've got good coverage guys, then it gives your defensive line a little bit more time to get.
This is one of the best defense lines we've played, especially in the pass rush. They're phenomenal. They're number 1 in pressures for a reason. There's no 2 hitches for the quarterback. It is, you're going to get 1 hitch. If their number 1's not open, you might be able to get to number 2, but number 1 needs to win.
Number 1 needs to win. So clean releases.
Boom, bop, pow, bada, bop, boom.
Strong, violent hands, get open and catch the ball. So, okay. Well, we're very, very excited about the game. It's going to be a really good one.
Are you excited?
I am. And they're going to come in with a huge chip on their shoulder. And,
are you kidding me?
Looking for a little payback.
My mom is sitting right here on the couch because she likes to listen. Bless her heart. She's such a supportive woman. Such a great mom.
But she's flipping through her Instagram.
She's going through her Instagram with the volume up.
Yeah. And we've asked her not to do that.
Yeah. Show me the video you're watching.
Okay.
Unreal.
GK. Okay.
Yes.
This time of year in the playoffs, because you've been through.
No way.
She showed us the video.
Mom's bombing us. All right. What are what's the facility like? What's the locker room like? So here you are, you're going into week 20. That doesn't even count preseason, all that kind of stuff.
Week 24, let's say.
Yeah, you guys have been at it forever, but you got to be super juiced up. And the one thing that as we were going into the game you were talking about the conversation you had with Joe Staley about how many times you made it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
And just appreciating, our run here with the Niners has been pretty good. And you guys, we've had a lot of traction and done some postseason stuff and all that, but you've had some times where you didn't make it. But like at this time of the season, like how's the atmosphere and like what's the locker room like? People got to be pretty jazzed for your team right now, aren't they? Energy's high.
Energy is high. The boys are feeling it. We had a fully padded practice today. And while not everyone was completely excited when we got out there, the boys performed. The boys played at a high level. We were flying around, and it's hard to. I've been a part in the past where like it's hard later in the season to get that energy going because your body is sore, you're run down, but you could feel the playoff energy today, and the boys were.
That's good. And what did KS say about why pads? Did he explain it, or that was just the memo?
Well, it was actually funny. He threw different groups of people under the bus to be the reason why we were in shoulder pads. But I think at the end of the day, he just really wanted to be in shoulder pads. But the working story is that Aaron Banks and some of our younger offensive linemen wanted to work because Aaron was coming back off an injury and wanted to get some good reps because it is such a talented D-line that we're going against. Which, good story, Kyle.
Yeah. Well, one of the things about it is, though, the Niners are known for being physical. So
yeah, we are. And it felt good. Boys were flying around, and I'm about to go watch the tape. So
okay. All good.
Wish me luck.
Okay. So then I'm just going to throw these guys up. George Broad. Okay. So
my mom's critiquing me from the back.
Okay. So we talk sometimes shoes, food, movies, and Deanie. But anyway, George brought a pair of shoes. I'll hold them up. George, can you tell us what these are and what our concept is for these?
I wore these in the 2019 season. They have the custom Joker Nike swoosh that I wore. I wore these in the game, probably 2 to 3 games. Even got old tape on the bottom.
Yeah, look at that.
Covered in sweat.
Ooh, look, chunks of tar
and gum.
Yeah, gum and things.
Yeah. So anyways, but we're gonna do some type of giveaway for these bad boys. Whether it we'll find a worthy cause. There's plenty of them. But we'll give you guys more information on how to win these. I'll sign them for you guys too.
So these will be autographed. They're official game shoes, George's little swoosh. So we're going to look at some of the nonprofits that we are sponsoring and supporting. But if you've got an idea and you think this should go to help your organization and your great cause,
let us know.
Shoot us an email. So hit us up and we'll be glad to
don't email us. Don't email us. Just you can you can email us, but
comment.
Yeah, send us a comment. Just post the comments. We're transitioning emails right now, and some things have gotten lost. So just post in the comments.
Don't want to lose anything.
We don't want to lose these.
So that'll be coming up. So take a look at that. So if you
also,
some money
we don't like to do free shout outs on this show. We make people pay for everything with all of our sponsors. But shout out to Bustle with the Boys for hooking up the entire team with the San Francisco The Boys t-shirts. You can get this on the Bussin' with the Boys on all their merch site stuff. This is me.
I don't know where I got this.
I know.
Someone just gave me this.
We're talking here, Mom.
Jeez.
Do you want a microphone?
Something's blinding me up there.
Yeah, Em, every time you talk, it's like a
talk.
Yeah, it's a shine.
Say something.
You flash in your hands and there's just like a brilliant light ricocheting back.
Yeah, it's coming off of you. Oh! What's that, Emma?
Show us, pull that down a little bit. Give us a little.
Guys, we had the engagement episode last week. My fiance has been golfing for the past 8 hours.
Well, good for him. We're very supportive of that.
Deep breaths, Emma.
All right.
Oh, it's been great. This is the most productive I've been in like weeks. I needed today. We needed today.
Yeah.
But he was up at the Riviera.
Oh,
name dropping, humble brag. Must be nice being engaged to a professional baseball player.
Baseball.
Okay. Well, we're excited about that. Anyway, congratulations, Em. We love you very, very much.
Thank you.
Okay. So happy rings, all that kind of stuff. We're going to close out with
recipes for wellness. Do you want to talk about, Emma? Do you want to talk about A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, O, P, Q, R, S?
Ooh, I'll go with S.
You want S? All right. S is for sleep. What do you want to talk to us about sleep?
Ooh, okay, guys. So, as we've been talking about with recipes for wellness, there are a lot of different ways that we take care of ourselves. And George, I'm so glad you're here because George is actually a really, really good sleeper. And George, I thought it might be fun.
I focus on my sleep. I'm not the best, but I'm trying to be good.
What does that mean to you to focus on your sleep?
And how does it help?
Well, in my profession and in the history of my career, football since college, really. And it's like in college, you could last off like a couple hours of sleep and still get through the day. Like you could do a lot of stuff and your body would just bounce back very, very quickly. Kind of towards the, I don't know, like
later part of your life.
Yeah. Well, no, like I would say like when I was 22, 23, I kind of realized that the less sleep I got, I would just feel absolutely terrible and burning the candle at both ends, as some strength coaches would like to say. I think all of them would say that. But I learned
That's such a strength coach thing to say.
I know. I realized how important sleep was. I made it more of a priority for me later in my college career, and it's specifically now in my NFL career. And I'm always in bed like almost 9.5 to 10 hours before I have to wake up just to give my body time. Cause I'm like everybody else. I like to sit on my phone. I like to tweet. I like to go through Twitter. I like to go through TikTok. I like to send messages, read up on emails that I didn't look at for the rest of the day. So like, I like to catch up and I need some time to do that, but I'm always in bed by like 8:30. What time is it right now, Dad?
It's
8:42.
Oh, great.
Okay.
I'm 10 minutes past my bedtime.
Okay, so
sleep,
I have one follow-up.
Focus on it, ladies and gentlemen.
I have one follow-up sleep question, George. So for you, what is an ideal sleep routine?
Ideal sleep routine?
Ideal sleep recipe. What is an ideal sleep recipe?
Oh, I see what
like
you did
for me
there.
to get my best sleep.
Yeah, what are the elements of that?
Get in bed before 9. Film down by like 9:30 at the latest. And then 9:15-ish, spend some time talking to my wife and turn the lights off. And then sleeping as hard as I possibly can for as long as
I mean, like, do you take any supplements to sleep? Do you?
I do. I sometimes do. Are you a
melatonin guy, or what do you like?
In college, I lived off of ZQL. That's not healthy though. I drank so much of that stuff to sleep. Yeah, there's things that I do. I like melatonin every once in a while, maybe some CBD.
So Huberman's.
I know you guys are. I don't like sharing all the supplements that I take.
Oh, don't then.
I just meant like, are you a melatonin guy? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you always sleep on the Beamer?
No, that's too hot. I have to get off of it every night.
What's your ideal sleep temperature?
Cold as hell. Super cold. Super. Oh, I didn't want to say cold as balls. Kevin Hart, great show. Find it on YouTube.
Is that a free shout out?
Maybe. No free shout outs though.
No.
No, but I like it cold. Like I go into the hotel room and it's at 65 to 67 on high. I need a fan on no matter what. Oh, I'm big in, here's something I'll share. I used to not do it. And then when me and Claire started sleeping together every single night when we moved in together and stuff, she listens to the fan app on her phone. And it's literally, I'm just going to play it for you guys.
It's the loudest I've ever heard.
Oh, it's so outrageous.
I can't hear it. Oh, George, pull it away a little bit. It's like so loud that I don't know. It's not picking it up.
All right, here's mine.
It's not picking it up. I don't know. George, just make the sound with your voice.
Here's the one that we listen to.
That's not loud enough. Claire hates it.
Brown nose. You're being
Yeah, you guys are being so loud that the mics aren't even picking it up.
Oh. Okay. Anyway, but I think the sound.
No, but either way, Claire listens to a really loud fan, and Bruce and I listen to the brown noise. It's the best. Yeah, it's really loud.
But now I can't sleep without it. I sometimes listen to
microphone.
I sometimes listen to what would it be? Oh, I like ocean waves, calm ocean waves. That's usually if I need to switch it up, and if I'm having trouble sleeping, I'll do that one. If I am having trouble sleeping, I'm big into box breathing, or some would say trapezoid breathing, or is it rhombus breathing? I don't know, something.
Hexagon is what we were practicing last night.
Oh, you said you're a pyramid?
I do a lot. I do.
You're a cone head.
I am. I don't like the whole.
Remember that movie, Coneheads?
I'm not a four-sided. Yeah.
Wasn't that? Didn't they made a movie about it? Wasn't it the guy from Ghostbusters was the main character?
Yeah. Dan Aykroyd.
Looks just like you.
Yep.
I can see it.
Beautiful.
Okay. All right. Anything else on sleep you want to add, Emmy?
No, this that I'm late for my
Okay.
sleep.
All right. Last thing then, Georgie.
What's the last?
Very last question. Any hidden pearl sightings?
Mom.
Your mom? My mom. Oh, yes, my mother. She's wonderful. It's Bruce's birthday tomorrow, so I take joy in that. Let's see, hidden pearl. Two things. One is I got a letter in today from our community relations staff, and we had a Make-A-Wish kid, who's a diehard Niners fan, show up to practice before the Dolphins game. And it was fun because he brought, I'll try to find the video, but I'll have him send us the link. They posted about it. But he had such an incredible energy to him. His name was Caden.
Did he have the cowboy hat on?
No. I don't think so.
That he wasn't. Well,
Was
Do you want me to keep talking?
yeah,
yeah.
he was the high school guy. Yeah.
Okay.
But Caden, he showed up and he gave us like a full pregame peps talk speech, like screaming at us. Are you guys ready to win? Let's go. The whole team was like, yes, more of it. And it was just this awesome energy. And it was fun too, because afterwards, his favorite players were me, Fred, and Jimmy G. And we sit out and I played center. Caden played wide receiver. Jimmy was QB, and Fred was playing one-on-one versus Caden. And Caden was just routing Fred up. Couldn't be stopped. And so that was really fun. But he wrote me a letter. He wrote us a thank you letter, me, Fred, and Jimmy, and just said, thank you so much for hanging out with me. And that always makes me happy because we have awesome opportunity to bring joy and happiness to people's lives and other things. But that's how I view it. And making a lasting impact on a kid means a lot to me. And so he said that's a memory I'll cherish for the rest of his life. And that means a lot to me. So thank you for Caden for coming out. Thank you for his parents and his family. That was really fun. Secondly, my other hidden pearl, you guys probably already talked about it, but Grandma Lucky was at our game. It was so much fun. She had brought so much joy. The crowd loved her. The Niners did an absolute fantastic job of taking care of her.
They were amazing.
The organization's fantastic. The people that helped out, all the guys, everyone that helped was fantastic. She had a blast. The stadium sang happy birthday to her. She had so much fun. Good Morning Football talked about her. Like, she's just over the moon right now. And so just thank you to everyone that said happy birthday. Thank you to everyone that cheered. Thank you to everyone that said hi to her, sang to her.
Georgie,
she was so happy.
I think we said this, but we come down and then she was in a wheelchair just because it was such a long way to walk. She still gets around really well. But anyway, almost to a T, every single staff person, whether they were a cook, maintenance, security, when we were rolling in the tunnel coming to meet you, almost 100%, every single one of them said, hey, happy birthday, Lucky. It was like overwhelming. It really was. So Niners, we really thank you. So it was really great. So yeah.
You're going to make me tear up. That means a lot.
It was amazing. It was just like everyone was like, oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like taking care of things. It was really cool. So anyway, okay. Well, that's the Hidden Pearl show for this week, I think. Emmy, did you have a little nugget you wanted to share? Anything? I don't want to cut you off.
Yes, I'm very excited because I'm going surfing this weekend. So very excited about that. But the other day I took Dane to the dog beach, which is truly the happiest place on earth. And there were just a bunch of people out picking up trash. And so that's
awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. And so, just remembering that it doesn't have to be this big organized thing and that you can really make a difference just walking around. And it's crazy how much trash that you can really pick up. So now I have trash bags in my car for when we go tomorrow, and we're going to go skip around and clean up. And also Dane lost 10 pounds. So his joints are like doing great. I know.
Yay.
I know.
All right. Well, that's really, really cool.
What about you, Pops? Any hidden pearls for the big
the only one I
birthday?
was going to say is, yeah, I've kind of been around and seen some, and people have been very gracious to us. Sorry, that's a good
fan
help.
went off.
But Mom and I were at the airport today, and we were waiting for our flight to take off to get back here. And we were sitting there, and a woman sat down next to me, 70 plus, who knows, 75 to 85 ish. Didn't speak any English, and she was sitting like one seat over from me, and then she kept holding her phone at me, and I was like, I know. Anyway, and then she flipped open and she couldn't connect to the Wi-Fi and she was trying to kind of figure it out. So here I am with, anyway, no English. Anyway, so we kind of figured out because she kept hitting these cancel. But anyway, I finally just took the phone from her and hooked her up to the Wi-Fi. But anyway, it was kind of a cool deal just because, you know, you kind of have that weird connection because people look different. You can't talk to each other, but yet there's an opportunity to still kind of connect and be
There's an understanding.
Yeah. Anyway, we're still all humans and we, like I say all the time, the basic things in life we are all looking for. And so the more we can do to try to help people have those things and recognize that we are so much alike and want the same things in life, much more so than we are different. So anyway, that's a warm and fuzzy. You're going to get me all mushy. So anyway, all right. Shout out. Let's go Niners. We're super excited. Emmy, have a fun time surfing. We're very excited for you and watch that ring. Keep it under lock and key. All right.
Yes.
Much love, kisses, hugs, and everybody have a super great weekend. And let's go Niners.
Woo.
Bang, bang. Oh, hey there. Hey, don't forget to subscribe, resubscribe, follow us on all social media platforms. Thanks. 5 stars. Woohoo.